Okay. I had to get emotional because I had to delete the whole video because I said a word I wasn't supposed to. But we're going to go. Somebody asked me, would I talk about the Epstein files? But I want to talk about the victims. How about that? Y'all, let's have church. Let's have this embracement. We ain't finna talk about, you doing something. We finna talk about a healing thing. We're gonna talk about that. Come on, let's talk about that. Don't y'all laugh. You better not laugh what I'm about to tell you now. I know where you hang out at. When I was 14 years old, my mama told me there was no Santa Claus. I cried. Because, see, a day before that, there was a plane crash. And I thought Santa had hit the plane and crashed. And not only I didn't cry for the people that died on the plane. I was crying because Santa was on the plane. See, my mama shielded me. In many ways, my mama shielded me. We didn't grow up a lot around men and stuff like that. But see, I carried a scar. And most of us carry a scar. See, you say, how was he able to get these babies at 14 and 15 and 16 years old? Now, before you go to saying, well, Samantha, they was fast and they was doing this, baby, I'm going to tell you something. You don't know, first of all, you don't know what kind of home they came from, that they originated. It's some children today that are going through some stuff, and they go to school and they go to work and they become emotionally scarred. See, I'm going to tell you something. Our Father, the big man, he don't forget. See, it's easy for us to ask God for forgiveness. But we don't go and we don't go confront the damage that we done to somebody else. It's easy. It's real easy. Them women had to carry that mess for decades. Yeah. See, that's why a lot of women don't report things like that. Because, see, the victim becomes the suspect, and the suspect becomes the victim, depending on how much money you get. God has a way of fixing things and leaving the one that did the most damage to live a little bit longer. You got one in jail, trying to get out. Oh, you know what? He ain't gonna pardon her. She too risky. He ain't gonna pardon her. He gonna dangle that carrot of hope. You got to look at it something. When he gone, them files going to come all out. Might not. The other one is gone. He already meeting his maker. And then you got this one that's trying his best to the last minute because he don't want to look like one thing. He want to look like this. But see, you know what? God ain't going to let him do it. When you're 14 and 15 years old, I'm just saying as a child, you got to have that childlike mentality. I tell everybody when they have kids, you know what? Live your childhood again through your children. That's the best experience in the world. And then you know what? It's even better when you have grandkids. Oh my goodness. I am 59 years old, and me and my grandbaby, we be sitting talking, making jewelry, and I don't really know how to make it, but I make it, and it looks weird, and she makes some for me, and I put it on my wrist, and I take it home, and she'll ask me about it months or years later, and I show her, I still got it. I got all the awards because that's what, that's their innocence. And their innocence was taken away. And they had to live this life They had to live this life of being an adult with a childhood scar. You know, I talk about my life because you know what? I feel like, you know what, somebody, you know, needs to hear it. But I'm going to tell you something. When my father left my mama when I was young, he just ghosted. And my mama had to raise 6 girls by herself. And, you know, I didn't want to see my mama hurt. And I used to try to find jobs at 14, 15, and 16 to help my mama out. Now, I could have been a victim. I could have. But you know what? As I got older, I tried to make this man love me like a daughter. I spent years. And I got disappointed in the end. And then as I started soul searching and finding myself, I had to stop being mad at him for not being my daddy. And I had to let him know I'm okay with that. You know what? Just because somebody bring you here don't mean that they was assigned for you to be that way. And I had to, one year I wrote so many letters. You know what? People that hurt me, I didn't write them and tell them that they hurt me. I wrote them and told them I'm sorry for whatever I did to hurt you, to make you hurt me. And you said, Samantha, why would you say that? I told him that, you know what, I was sorry that I stayed in his life that long. I should have been gone. But I said, because I was a child, I loved him. And I wanted him to be a part of my life. But I realized that he was not my father by design. He was here to bring me here. And then, you know, his family was with the other woman. That's who he really loved. And I had to come to terms with that. And I told him to go in peace. Right now he's sick. And he's dying. And, you know, my mama called me and she said, you know what? She said, he be asking about you. I went to see him one time and that was it. And I told him I wasn't coming back. That was my closure. And I told him that I forgave him and that I didn't want him to think that he wasn't going to get in heaven because of me. I asked God to forgive him a long time ago. But what about those who didn't scar? I'm trying not to get emotional, y'all. Y'all know me. When I go to talking about something I'm really, really passionate about, you know, I get emotional. Some of these children now are growing up in ways we could never imagine. Some of these children now are facing adulthood that, you know, that we could never imagine. It was a little boy that was going to school when my daughter was going to school. And you could tell that he had been bullied because he, you know, like me, I got a big forehead and you know, you don't know what ridiculed him. And when I went to Memphis to see my son, I saw him. I saw him walking the street with a skirt on and a halter top and some heels. And the first thing that hit me, that hurt me the most, was that what made him feel that, what made him feel that moment that he had to go there. See, some of our children are being taken advantage of. And they don't have no outlet. They can't tell nobody. See, because it depends on who the mama is, that the mama may turn on them. Yeah, we got that. We can say that. Come on now, fam. We family. We got some women who made men go and do harm to their children, and they don't want the daddy to have them. They do harm to their children, and then when something happened, they ain't spilling the beans on that man. They trying to keep a neutral thing. Well, I didn't know. Man, please. Please, let a man touch my child. Your ass is mine. All mine. Grandbaby too. You got men who let these women do harm to their children and look the other way. And then when some harm come to them, you don't know what's going on. See, they play that dumb game. Back again. If that was mine, don't let this gray hair fool you. Please don't. If this was mine, your ass is mine and hers too. All I need to do is wait for the popo to leave. I'll take care of you myself. I wouldn't even, all I got to say is I'll see you later. I'll see you later. But we got so many people that are so broken. There's so much stuff that we didn't talk about. We don't talk about. Now we finna find out that the person of our country did all of this. See, you know what you do when you was young, when you 20 and 30 and stuff like that. Please don't let money, don't you think that money can hide everything. Money can't hide everything. Power can't hide everything. It's some things things he did when he was in his 20s and 30s and 40s. Now he 70, 60, 70, 80. Now it's finna come out. Some of y'all cousins, they done messed y'all up. Some of y'all uncles, they done messed y'all up. Y'all family friend, they done messed y'all up. And you kept it in here. That childhood hurt. You grew to be you're an older adult, but that childhood hurt is still there. So what do? We listen. When these women talk, we listen. That's not a grown woman telling you that she was hurt. She telling you a child is telling you that how they was hurt. And see, it's a difference between we're gonna keep it real now. It's a difference between a 21-year-old girl going to, my mom used to always tell me, my grandmama and a whole bunch of women back in the day says there's only two things open at midnight. Hospitals and legs. Which one and there's a scale. And I had to tell my daughter this. If a man want to take you out, we're going to get a little bit older, but we're going to come on back to the teenagers. If a man want to take you out, if he really want to take you out, from lunchtime all the way up into 6 o'clock, that's a date. He want to get to know you. He want to talk to you, get to know you, see if you compatible with him. If it's between 7 and 8:30, he's having a late lunch. He wants to get to know you, but he gonna try to extend it a little bit longer. He want to see how far he gonna be able to go. He want to see what kind of woman you are. Are you an easy woman? Or are you a slow woman? He want to see what he fooling with. If it's after 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, you that iffy right now. Because it's getting ready. That's bedtime. He hoping he going to take you out, but he hoping he going to score. Anything after 9 o'clock is a booty call. He don't care nothing. He don't care if you are, what are you? He ain't trying to get to know you like that. You just a minute of that. And if you go fall for something like that, you the booty call. No more. Don't play into that. No, y'all ain't friends. No, y'all ain't this. You the booty call. No, you ain't the side chick. You the booty call. Side chicks go between, the time that I told you until after 9 o'clock. Man asked me out at 9:30. No, I'm in for the night. Now, if he meet you at the club, that's different. But no, I ain't finna go home with him. But see, we got so many. That's difference in something consensual. But gape is gape. I don't care what it is. When you say no, that means no. I don't care what it is. At what stage, no means no. Get up and leave. You better have control. But children, they don't know. Even if they act grown, they don't know. They don't know. So I'm hoping, I really am. I'm hoping that when these ladies talk, that you don't just hear them. You hear the child. Because that's what's been held in. Whatever age that mess took place, that's where their childhood ended. That's where it is. And I'm gonna even go further for some of y'all that hear me. You know, I'm gonna tell you this. It may look like I'm a good parent. I made mistakes. It's okay to be a parent and make mistakes. You know, but protect your child. No man, I don't care who it is, or no woman should be able to go into your home and hurt your children. You know, before I people say, well, I got to work. Before I let anybody harm my children, I quit my job. Or I try to find a babysitter before I quit my job. And I didn't have a mama that I could live with or a sister I could live with. No, Samantha was on her own. No, I didn't let nobody. When I dated back in the day, no. You ain't finna come to my house. You ain't finna meet my kids. Can I come to your house? Yeah, I go over your house all night long. I stay there, but I didn't spend a night. Because you know why? Because I want to make sure that this is something I want to invest in. Because see, I'm going to tell you something. After 2 months, you can kind of see, where the stuff, where it's going to go. No, I ain't finna do all that. I didn't put my children in a sense where, that harm can come to them in our home. I taught my children, if anything happened, you tell me. I tell my grandbabies, you tell me. When they come down here, we had that speech. It is what it is. Don't take it as, well, you know what? You putting stuff in it now. I'm letting them know, you know what? If anything happens to you in this house, you tell Nana. You tell Nana. Nana know how to handle it. In fact, when they get in trouble, they got another name for me. Super Nana. No, you ain't finna do all that. They say they call me Super Nana. Where are you? Put your mama on the phone. Put your daddy on the phone. Look here, I ain't telling you how to run this, but I think you know what? I did that mistake. I think you need to kind of don't whoop a child when you angry. Learn when to say stop. 2-3 licks should be the most. Use other alternatives to disciplinary. And most important, talk to your children. Children are running away every day, more now than ever before. And let them know that, you know what? If they don't have a secure house, they're going to always find a predator is looking for children every day. They looking for them. It's more of a crime than it was back then. So today, while we waiting on the files to come out and all of that, I want y'all to think about those children. Think about those ladies with the children inside of them. Think about that. See, we it's been a long time since we put ourselves in a child mentality. The man said, I got Peter Pan syndrome. Because you know what? Some days I feel like a child. And it's okay. It is okay to be scared. It's okay. This world it's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to cry. It's okay to tell somebody, this happened to me. It shouldn't have waited that long. But you know what? God got a way. We got a way of exposing things at the right time. It didn't expose when we think Trump finna kick the bucket. The day he kicks the bucket. It is going on now. And I don't care what nobody say. That's his judgment right now. That's his judgment. Go back, y'all. I don't know, y'all. I love to interact with y'all when y'all comment on my videos. And I'm gonna tell you something. Start asking God who you hurt or who hurt you. And the best thing that I learned was that I wrote a letter. Just tell them. Even if they don't forgive you. We don't know what's gonna happen here. Trump may not never go to jail. Trump may not never see a day in a jail cell for what he did to them children. Yeah, I call them children, because children. But you know what? It's not only that they're getting it off their chest, but it should make you think about your relatives. You. Even if you've been a victim. Sometimes the prison that we think that is getting ready to happen, the mental prison, the physical prison, sometimes we have to be released and let the higher power put that thing in that prison where it needs to be. Sometimes our court system fails us. Sometimes society fails us, but God never does. He never fails us. And that's the most beautiful thing, is that, you know what? When I hear them talk, I'm going to cry with them. I'm going to remember my daughter, my 3 grandgirls, my grandson, yours. Because the most important thing is that, you know what? With all this stuff going on, and I do believe that God allows it. I do. I also believe that, you know what? Sometimes bad things bring out the best in all of us. That sometimes bad things, beauty comes from bad things. Yeah, it does. It does. He doing all this chaotic stuff. And these women are finna get out and free themselves and bring awareness. We don't know how many women it is. See, Jeff got heels. Elaine got heels. Now, you know, while he's sitting here trying to cover up all this stuff, that's an old saying. What's done in the dark eventually comes into the light. Y'all gone, because I gotta clean out this truck.